Is Moyo. I am 26 and I've known her for 26 years. What do I say?
Okay, so basically, I just don't ever remember meeting Moyo. Like, we practically grew up together, blood cousins, everything.
Literally.
So, yeah, I mean, I brought her on the show for a reason, and we're going to be delving, before we dive in, like, first of all, obviously, Boris came out and said, June 21st, we
God.
will be out.
Yes.
We are actually going to have a decent summer. So
Yes.
I want you guys, I really want this session to be very interactive. There's going to be a lot of things that we will be discussing and talking about. Please, please, please get involved. Chat pane, everything. Support, just share it, like it, subscribe. I want to hear everything. And yeah, so first of all, the first question I'm going to throw at you guys is, what are you doing June 21st?
Yes.
What are you looking forward to? I mean, I know I'm looking forward to. What are you looking forward to?
Traveling.
Traveling.
Most definitely.
That's it.
No, what else is there to do?
Okay, you know what? Getting on a plane is probably one of the first things that I would want to do, but you're not flying out June 21st.
No.
Like, exactly straight away.
I'm flying out June 21st.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Anyway.
Anyway, okay.
Literally anywhere.
Cool. But I mean, I think the first thing I'm going to do, and I'm saying now to all my friends that are watching, any invite to a restaurant to go and spend my money, I'm there.
Yes.
I'm there. I don't want to hear no. I don't want to hear anything. If it means morning, I'm going to go and catch breakfast
11
somewhere.
a.m.
I'm there. If you now ask me for brunch, me too, I am there.
I'm there.
If you now go and ask me, okay, let's go and do takeaway, I'll do takeaway. And you say dinner at 9 o'clock, me too, I'm there. Like,
Yep.
I think that's probably the only thing I'm excited for other than traveling.
What food?
Just don't do that. Just don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so other than traveling, what else would you look forward to?
Just seeing my friends. And you, obviously, doing whatever you want. Going wherever you want.
Oh, you like me today?
Of course I do. Always. Just
Okay.
freedom, having our lives back, really.
In all honesty, I think the whole thing about the freedom is, it's mind-boggling, because I feel like this has actually been a year since we've been in this predicament.
Yeah.
But what can I say? June 21st. And Boris, if you come and change it.
No, don't say that.
Boris, if you come and change
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Well, let's hope anyway. So yeah, let us know. I'm going to be keeping an eye on who's watching, who obviously has comments to share and say. But yeah, sorry, I am getting distracted. Let me not. Okay, so Mo, you've introduced yourself. You've known me for 26 years.
I have.
You've been on the planet for 26 years.
I have.
Why did you have to think about it?
I wasn't sure.
You've been on the planet for 26 years. Obviously, we're looking forward to June 21st. You graduated like 5 years ago. You went
Thank
to law
you for
school.
reminding me. Yes.
Yeah, I will.
Yes.
It was 5 years ago, no?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
You want to say it again?
Oh, sorry.
5 years ago.
Anyways, so you went to law school, you're 26. I mean, traditionally, in an African household, I don't know about you guys, but the next stage or step in which your parents will probably be pushing you to is the dating or the marital stage, no?
Apparently.
No? You don't feel the pressure?
No, joking. No pressure.
Even not from your parents, but in terms of like relatives, we have relatives that will be asking us about
No,
this.
definitely. You know, when will you get married? Where's your husband? Where's your boyfriend?
All of
you know,
that.
the usual stuff. I mean, we're in a pandemic. Like, where was I supposed to find him?
But people are meeting people during a pandemic, no?
Where?
DMs, Instagrams.
Yeah, maybe your DMs are popping.
I didn't say that, but I know that I remember people saying that they're actually meeting each other over Clubhouse. I don't know how they'll do
I don't
that.
actually have Clubhouse, do you?
No, I don't. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I can't sit there and listen. This is going to be very like. This is going to be so contradictory, but I can't actually sit and listen to people talk for that long. Yeah, I can't.
What is it, like lecturing or?
Yeah, like, I mean, like, there's some Clubhouse rooms that were like, obviously my sister would be listening to it, but certain ones like, okay, but why would you in your spare time just actually go into Clubhouse and just...
I heard that the topics are interesting.
Some of them. We've actually had some, but, you know, we move. Anyways, the point as to where I was going with this is, yeah, traditionally people be thinking you have graduated, you finished school, you've got a good job, when are you leaving the house? When will you marry? And I think one thing that, and I've said this before, one thing that our parents or like relatives, aunties and uncles tend to forget is our generations are not the same.
No.
It's not as easy as it was back in the day. That's my own opinion. Feel free to state in the comments whether you think that I'm just not being serious. But it's not the same. I think there's so many things that you have to consider when you are looking for a potential partner. And literally we can go as far to say that there is a list. Some people have a list, some people don't.
Yeah.
Have you got a list?
I don't have a list. I've made a list before in life when I was younger, you know, but I feel like when you're younger, everyone's list is the same. Everyone must be tall, dark, handsome, all of that. Maybe Nigerian, maybe Yoruba.
Preferences.
Literally.
Preferences.
But I feel like when you're younger, you kind of focus on like the physicalities of people, you know, what they look like.
Yeah.
But I think the older you get, it's more like their characteristics, their morals, where they're from, who they are, their family.
Yeah.
You know, those are like the more, to me right now, that's more important than anything else, because I mean that's what you're marrying for the rest of your life.
This is it.
So I think that's really important. Do you have a list?
I think I'm kind of the same as you. Like, I could say 10 years ago I probably had a list. 10 years ago. I mean, we were in college, so I
wasn't in college.
You were in college.
I was in secondary school.
Okay, we are 3 months apart.
Yeah,
so don't.
And I was in year 11, and you were in first year college.
Okay, whatever. But we were in college, secondary school / college. We were of age. Well, okay, not of age. We were 16. So around them times, you're probably thinking, oh, you know, there are people around you. Obviously, you're not saying that you should be looking at relationships, but you probably were thinking ahead, like, when I'm older and when I want to have someone, they must have this, they must have that, X, Y, and the other, and you're just putting a lot of things down in terms of what you like to see. Yeah. When I think back at it, my list was very dumb. Like, you could tell it was like, I'm not going to say that. There were like things in which definitely were more about the physicalities and just silly things, like just, I'm even embarrassed to even say certain things that were on the list.
Say one thing.
One of the embarrassing things that were on the list. I can't put myself out like that. Like, okay, but there were things in which, like, till now, I know that it's not, they're not even important things or things that will cross my mind or will be a deal breaker for me. I think now as you tend to grow up, you'll see that there's so many things that are more important. So like in terms of like loyalty, their mentality, their ambition, how they are with their family. I take that into consideration a lot. Very in terms important. Of like, I am very like family orientated. So if you don't understand that logic, we can't see eye to eye. We just don't know that. And just little things like that. You take it like you're more into that as opposed to him having to have a beard. I don't know about that actually. Let me take that back. But in terms of him being, you know, the tall, dark, and handsome that everyone says, I think now it's not really about the physical things because, like you say, looks actually fade. So in 20, 30, 40 years from now, that person's not going to look the same. No. So you need to think about what's on the inside. I mean, if we take it to, you know, for example, I watch Real Housewives of like Atlanta, Real Housewives, just Real Housewives in general. And a lot of the women, even though the show is like Real Housewives, a lot of them are divorced or single or their story is not great. And I think when you look at how it was back in the day, or as in them or their significant other, 30, 40 years ago when they first got together, you're thinking, did you not see certain things or certain traits in that person before you walked down the aisle? Or you might be thinking, this is the thing, looks actually do change. And in that amount of time, you need to know that person's here for you, whether you're sagging, whether your makeup doesn't like slap the same. Like there are different things that you actually do need to like consider. That's it. You took my breath away. That's fine. So to consider, but I think in a sense now, if you ask me what my list looks like, it's so much more focus in a sense. It's going to shape where I am this time in 10 years or where my kids will be when they're my age. That's the type of list that I have literally put together, because it's all about that. It's all about the future. And I'm not going to lie, I don't really want to be like 60 or 70 and be by myself.
No, God forbid.
I'm just saying, like, you actually, that's how deep, when I think about it, in terms of when family members and people try and put pressure on you to, like, hurry up and marry. Like, I don't understand. Is it boys your age that are doing X, Y, and the other? You think it's not that easy. I don't want to just settle for any person at all. But
no, you shouldn't. Sorry,
I'm rambling on. This is the guest, so she should really be talking. But before we go into it, I just kind of want to acknowledge some people who are watching and just read out some comments. Oh, so we even have someone already that has said, yes, we're expecting, or and I'm asking too. Okay, the pressure has started. No, I'm playing. Thank you. I do agree with you that you should have a list, but it has to be realistic. Are you two related? Yes, Absro, we are related. If you started watching from the beginning, you know that we are. So much goodness on the screen. Oh, thank you. You guys are giving me toothaches. Too sweet. Wow, love that. Understanding each other's values. This is realistic. Is having different political views a deal breaker if you have the same religious beliefs? I mean,
I think it depends.
if I'm not that big on politics, I can talk about politics, but it's not really, it can go over my head sometimes. However, certain things, like if you wanted Trump over Biden, or you wanted Trump over Obama, then we might have a problem. But I don't know if that's a deal. Is that a deal breaker? That actually seems like a deal breaker, but it sounds shallow.
So you wouldn't be with someone if they wanted Trump over?
Do you know who Trump is?
I understand. I'm asking. Like,
but that's my whole thing. It kind of says
everything else is perfect, just political views.
That's something we'll have to pray on, in all honesty. But it is what it is. Like, I can accept that. If they are perfect, if they have everything, I guess you have the same religious.
But why do they want Trump?
Yeah, I think obviously these are just minor things. I don't think political views will have such a crazy effect on your marriage if your religious beliefs are the exact same.
But what if they believe in the same things as what Trump believes in?
That says a lot.
I mean, why are they voting for him if they didn't?
Okay, but then that says, I think it possibly says a lot about their character.
Exactly. So is that a deal breaker or not?
Is that a deal breaker for you?
You said Trump and Obama, so...
No, but it's an example in terms of, like, for me, that's... Are you going to answer the question?
I think it depends. Like I said, I'll look into who, for instance, if we use that example, I'll look into who that president is and what their beliefs and values are. I think there's definitely a conversation to be had, and then to kind of go from there. But if it's that you completely do believe this is who you are, you know, you believe in the same things, and I don't agree with it, I think, like you said, it's about character and morals in your background.
I think that's what it is. It actually all boils down to the type of character the person has and their morals. But I don't necessarily think that political beliefs can be a deal breaker, especially when you guys are equally yoked in a religious aspect, and they have all the qualities that you see in a marriage. Unless politics are a big part of your family, like someone's actually like in government and you don't stand for what they believe, then I guess that's how it could possibly be detrimental to your relationship or marriage. Sorry?
So yeah, it can be problematic.
Yeah. Okay, so I've said that I kind of have a list, but I'll say it's more expectations of what I want from a partner. But do you, or what's your opinion on the importance of a list? Because some can say, like we had someone say now, like it has to be realistic. Obviously, that's a very fair point, but what's the importance of having a list? And definitely, guys, get involved. I want to see your own opinions on whether it is important to have a list. when you are looking for a partner. You can be single, you can be married, you can be just in a relationship, you can be divorced. Just what's the importance of having it, and what would you put on your list if you were to have one? But I'll direct that question to you. Mm-hmm. So what's the importance?
I don't know, I think it's important, and I kind of think it is, and I think it depends on the way you use it. If it's like your holy grail, you can't shift, you can't move it, it's this person is this or nothing, then I think that's when it becomes a bit of a problem, because you could have someone great standing in front of you, but because they don't match it to the T, it's like, you know, forget you. Yeah. But at the same time, I think it's important in terms of just having a standard, just knowing what you want, you know, not just going for anything that breeds, you know, just,
this is it.
Just knowing that, also just knowing who you are as a person and knowing what you want in a person and how you two can kind of combine and just be, I don't know, amazing. I don't know what to say.
No, that makes sense.
Just, I think, like I said, just for who you are, but also the importance of just kind of being able to match up to the list yourself. Like what we were talking about the other day, just, okay, so it being realistic, like whatever I'm going to put, I know that I can kind of match in a way. Like I'm not going to ask for Michael B. Jordan. Like, it doesn't make any sense, you know what I mean? I'm going to match, like, if I want someone who has a good job, I want to have a good job, or aspire to have a good job, and, you know, vice versa, just so we can kind of be equal.
Yeah. I think it, like you said, it does depend on what exactly is on your list, and just definitely not being too shallow, especially if you're not there. So I remember seeing something about like females who will put on their list that they want a guy who's driving like one of these crazy cars. He has to have like a 6-figure job. He has to like be heavy on like the eyes in terms of, you know, he's a gym fanatic. He has to be this. He has to know how to cook. He has to do X, Y, and other. But these times the girl only knows how to make Indomie, or she doesn't have her own license, or she's still dealing with her own financial battles, or she's not where she necessarily needs to be. It just kind of comes across as, are you actually being serious? Them type of lists.
Be saved.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. A lot of people in this generation want to be saved. You don't want to work for it. You kind of want to be saved. So you want your significant other to already have everything as opposed to building with them together to get it.
Yeah.
Now, if I meet someone and they already have it all together, okay. But if I have to build with someone in which, you know, we know what we want, we have the same vision, like our paths to X, Y, and the other.
That's not bad either.
Then I'm actually not mad at that. Like it's not bad, but I think where the problem is your expectations of what your significant other is supposed to do for you. So I'm gonna throw this question out because I think it's actually really, really interesting, and I really want to know everyone else's opinion. So obviously you are considering, or there's a potential in your DMs, so a friend of a friend, someone you know. Do you think it is wrong to consider a potential's financial status before moving forward?
You're asking me.
I want to hear you guys. I want you to put it in the comments. I want your opinions. I want to know whether that could also be something that is deemed as shallow. But really, is it bad to consider someone's financial status before moving forward with them?
No. Yes.
Yes or no?
No.
Yes. Okay, let me hear yes.
Again, I think it depends on what you're expecting from them. So are you expecting them to be a millionaire whilst you're kind of not? So the unrealistic expectations is when it's like, yeah, okay, that's a bit wrong, to just, because it's like you're seeking that person just for their financial status and not for who they are or what they could bring to the table. No, I don't think it's wrong to look for stability. I don't think it's wrong to look for someone who is financially literate, like knows what they're talking about. You know, if I'm into investments, I would like someone who's into investments as well, or assets and stuff. But again, it's that I know that I can do it as well, kind of thing, not just hoping that someone else will do it for me, kind of thing. So I think also just like as a standard, I think it's good to be seeking someone who is stable. because, you know, you're building a life with that person. You want someone who's not just going to be reckless with money or just, you know, doing the most, or like gambling or something like that. You want someone who's actually like focused, knows what they're doing, knows how to save, but not just for like, not for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Not so that you can like gain and buy
I hear that.
the most, you know.
100%. I think yes and no, just like what you said. No, in a sense where if you're really trying to punch above your weight, and as a female, you're kind of like, I don't want to go for any broke person. If their job isn't of a certain bracket status, then you're kind of like shooing this person away. I think that's where it can come across as, I think there's a very fine line between just being a bit, I don't know the word. It's not gold digging and it's not being a bit up, just full of yourself, should I say. I think you kind of just need to be reasonable with it. Like, let's be real. Not everyone's on the same level.
Yeah,
everyone has different paths in life. Like, it may take you 5 years to get somewhere, it might actually take someone else 10.
Yeah.
So that needs to be considered. However, if we want to really put a twist in it, what is wrong with looking at a guy's financial status when you want to be with them or they're a potential? Like, let's be real, and I really want to hear you guys' opinion on this. Let's be real. When a guy is going forth with a woman, let's say as much as we want to try and say, like, all these traditional roles are out of the window because this is modern times, feminist, etc., whatever. Let's really deep. If a guy can see a girl and be like, okay, I want her to be able to cook, to clean, and to look after a household. If she can't do them things, then 9 times out of 10, a guy's not staying around and he's not going to try and build a family with that woman because those are actual essential things. And as much as guys want to try and deny it now, they do look at whether a woman can do those traditional roles before they go forth. Now, if you want to flip it, traditionally, a guy's supposed to be the breadwinner.
That's true.
So as much as I would have my own and I would want to have my own before getting involved with someone, if I don't think you can provide for me, I don't necessarily feel like this can go anywhere. Because it's not just me, you have to consider it's the household, it will be the kids, it will be if we have a rainy day, God forbid, but things like that. I feel like if you have that type of mentality, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Because, if you want to now be judging me on how seasoned my jollof rice is, or how much spinach I put in this stew, or the amount of whether I do Maggi cubes or I do all-purpose seasoning, things like that, I should be able to think, okay, well, can you financially be able to look after the household? I'm not saying I'm going to leave it to the man to do. However, I think
financially stable.
Yeah, you have to be financially stable. I'm going to be financially stable. Amen. But you too, but you too, you also need to be able to bring that 50-50 part too. And I also think guys should be able to know how to cook.
No, amen.
Guys, you need to step it up. I'm not going to lie, because cooking is a life skill. If you don't eat, you don't survive.
No, what did they do in uni? Actually, girls were cooking for guys in uni, I heard.
Girls were really cooking for guys in uni, I'm not going to lie. However, regardless, I just think if you, especially in this modern day society, whereby everyone thinks and believes that a guy should, man and women are equal. So really, it's not just going to be the man that's paying for that mortgage every month. It's not going to be the man that's going to be doing all the food shopping. Your money are both going to be your money. Like, when you two marry, you're one. However, you can't expect me to also be bringing finance to the table and always constantly being the one cooking or looking after the kids or taking care of the household and also having the traditional views.
It should be a partnership.
Yeah, 100%.
Different things,
I'm going to go to So I really like this one. So we have Jackie Mustafa, who said, marriage is helpmate, not housewife.
Amen.
Okay. Wow, sorry, I'm just scrolling because I don't even know. Okay, guys, thank you. There are a lot of people. Okay, Moyo, speak up. I love your view. I'm going to come back to this question from next, but I do want to go through all these things. Yep, your cousin's voice needs to be louder a bit.
Oh.
Okay, so a list important. If you meet a guy who does not meet your list, but you fall in love, what then? Do you throw the list away or the man? I'm going to come back to that as well. Lists aren't that important. Too much emphasis on your list can make you miss out on the person for you, in my opinion, especially if the list is physically dominant.
Agreed.
Okay, I think it's good to make a list, know what you want and pray over it. Let God choose for you. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Okay.
I bet that was
yeah, you know who that was. Okay, it depends. Is it like heavy debt or just not a lot of money? Okay, back to the finance one.
What do they mean? Is it before?
No, as in when I'm guessing, just correct me to me, is it like a heavy debt or not just a lot of money? I think if they have a debt, what do you do?
That can be worked on.
It can be worked on. However, if it's a thing where you're constantly putting yourself in debt for materialistic things, or you just like you're not even working to try and clear that debt, then that's when we have a problem, because clearly you're not being money wise. You've gotten yourself into that predicament and you're not trying to climb out.
It's about the mindset.
It's about the mindset.
What you want to do going forward, not,
This is it. And if the person doesn't have a lot of money now, but you see that they have ambition.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
the
that
motivation
it's just
to want to do better,
this is it. But if it's a thing where the person's okay in that state whereby they don't have that much and they don't
want to be better,
that's where we also have a problem, because you can't be on the same salary from today until...
We gotta grow.
We have to grow. We actually have to build together.
Yeah.
So that I hope that answers. Are they resourceful with their funds or just squander with their money? Yeah, you have to be resourceful. A woman's financial status does not add nor diminish her physical attraction when women for women.
I think it's still important.
Yeah, I think it's debatable. There are guys out there who would not necessarily want a woman who just is constantly spending her money and she doesn't know how to save, because it will be you that she comes for when she needs something, essentially. It might be, babe, I need £50 for the food shop. Okay, but you got paid last week. Yeah, but I spent it on getting my nails and my hair done.
That's important too, but...
It's important, but you manage. You actually manage. So it is important for females to also, for guys to look out for how a female spends her money too, because essentially you guys are a partner in this, and if she don't know how to spend her money, you have a problem.
Yeah.
A person's finance is not always guaranteed. No, 100%, but in a sense where not everything is gonna, how do I put it? It can be for a season. Like, let's say if a person is not where they need to be financially, but it's for a season, we hear it. And that's what, we're not trying to say that you should throw someone away because they're not financially there. It's about being able to understand their character and how they view money. Like, if you actually meet someone and you don't think that they respect or value money, you already know, like... It's
just about having someone who has a good relationship with money.
Yeah.
That's literally it. It's not about being rich or whether you're poor. Just, do you have a good relationship with money?
Okay. I think everyone should have a mental list of who they want to be with. For example, similar religious values and similar cultures. These are important things to consider.
Yeah.
100%. Both of your finances will be ruined and will ruin your chances of a mortgage. 100%. Nikki has said, it depends. You don't want to be with someone with a lot of debt, CCJs, and lack of financial literacy. 100%.
Yeah.
Money is not everything, but at the same time, one should consider their financial status or someone with a means of livelihood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's also very hard to find someone's financial status at the first stage of getting to know them. 100%. I want to throw another question out there. Okay, so this is complete random. Just thought about it. I want to know your opinion. How long do you have to be dating someone before you guys now start discussing finances, your own personal finances?
What stage are we talking in, just in general?
As in general, like you're dating someone. Let's say you guys wanna, or let's say you're in a relationship. I don't know, dating, relationship. At what stage or what point within that relationship or courting period or dating period do you guys now discuss each other's finances? Because like Nikki said, it is kind of hard to find out someone's financial status in the first stages of getting to know them. So how do you know, and at what point do you now figure out, wait, hold on, this person actually isn't money smart?
I think there's subtle questions that you can ask. You know, I feel like guys do this more than girls. Like guys ask about girls, their financial status, where they are now. Not like, oh, how much do you earn? Just, do you save? How is your relationship with money? You know, I don't know. I feel like you can just get hints of how, and also in their behaviour. You know, are you going out every day and doing the most shopping? Or, you know, when I know that you can't afford that, you can know that by talking to someone and getting to know someone, who they are, what they're doing.
And this isn't really like, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can also really tell if, you know, by, let's say, their current professional position or what they work as or where they work and what they're wearing. I'm so okay. Let me reel it in, and I'm not trying to offend anyone. However, if we know that there is someone who is working somewhere,
you don't need to drop any names.
No. I'm not dropping anything. But if someone's not where they want to be in terms of their career, or let's say a student just fresh out of uni, and they're probably working at H&M, yeah. And then you're seeing that every day they have got every event they have like a new LV bag, then they have like a Gucci belt, and then they have like lubes, and they have like all these different things. Are you living within your means?
Would you ask them questions?
You would would you?
It depends on
I wouldn't ask, but I feel like it. Even if, let's say, you're from a wealthy background and you guys do have it, sometimes it doesn't necessarily come across as that to other people. So you do have to be careful in how you portray yourself. It's just as simple as that. Like, just be humble with the things that you have, especially if you're not necessarily there. It's literally just about living within your means, in my opinion. I could be wrong. There might be a student who is actually absolutely rich. You don't know what that person does. However,
so it's important to have the conversation then?
It is, I think. Maybe not assume. It's not bad to know their financial status, because you need to know what they are doing to bring it to the table. Yeah. They have to have a good, reasonable job. 2021 women aren't cleaning or cooking though. Debatable. I think it's debatable. But are you gonna go for the 2021 women that are cooking and cleaning? More chances are you're not. Because you want that woman that's going to cook and clean. So that's why I do say, if you're going to be the type of person who's going to look at those things, be very, very, very ready for a woman to come back and say, okay, well, where are you financially? If you want me to look after your household, you need to also be the breadwinner. My opinion, correct me if I'm wrong. Both men and women want to have their cake and eat it. 100% I agree. So don't you then think tradition from a man's point of view is important?
What do you mean?
You might need to expand on that. So don't you then think tradition from a man's point of view is important? I think you might need to expand on that. Give us an example. Do you want to read out some of the comments on YouTube? I'm going to go on Facebook and see if I can see some of them as well.
Have them on mine.
Oh, no. Okay, let me continue then. Okay. Sorry, guys on Facebook, I'm going to come to you too. Just give me a second. So guys should know how to cook and support your wife in the kitchen. But having an actual list on your notes app, personal experience of extremely unrealistic expectations and the idea that you are the prize, good luck. Ooh. Okay. Fair enough. Guys should know how to cook. 100% I agree, a man should know how to cook. Many guys know how to cook, but if it isn't to one standard, whose fault is that?
I think that's fair enough. You could help him. You can go to Facebook if you want, by the way.
I think in that sense, if you know that this person is willing to actually improve on their cooking skills, then you can't really say much. I think it's whereby a guy sees it as in, what? Cooking is not a man's job, la 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 la. Then that's where you might necessarily have a problem. Yes, you should consider their finances for the right reasons, though, because they will be bills to pay when you are married.
Exactly.
And then we have Trish, who said, I think it's okay for both to consider each other's financial status, not just a woman considering a man's. Having said that, it is more important to have a partner who is a doer than a talker when it comes to a vision.
Yes.
Can we say that? Okay, I'm going to read that again. Having said that, it is more important to have a partner who is a doer than a talker when it comes to a vision.
And you too, though.
Guys.
Both of you.
A partner with a reasonable vision is more important. The reason why I say that is because it's very, very, very easy to be tricked in and twined into the way that someone speaks about doing something as opposed to them just showing
actually doing it,
and actually doing it. So, mate, in all honesty, anyone can deceive you, and you just have to stay prayed up, because you don't want it to be 30 years down the line when you're realizing, Kai, imagine 30 years down the line and you're really, really, really figuring out who this person is. I think you just need to stay prayed up in it. Do you want to read some comments off of YouTube?
Okay. There's absolutely no point in being misaligned. Self-discipline is at the core of success. I agree. Not everyday crab and lobster palette. Sometimes Gary and Indomie level.
Okay. You know, there are times in which you can do that, and I do definitely appreciate, but there are also times when you can treat someone. Yeah, I can do Indomie. I'm not really a Gary fan.
Neither am I.
I don't. Indomie, I can do it. There are times where I actually have to crave it to actually have it, but I can still do Indomie. And
Viola said, men still provide for the most broke women.
Do you want to share your experiences? I'm just asking. If you have experiences, then let us know. But there are guys who are willing to do that. However, what I say to women in which you are happy and okay to do that is, if that guy turns around and switches up or changes, what do you then have? Because there are men, and not every man is like this, and it's not every guy who decides that he's going to look after his woman has this mentality. But what happens when he now decides he's the one that made you, or now you're his property, or now you cannot necessarily do things because, well, I'm not giving you the money to do it, so you can't do it.
Yeah.
You cannot be reliant on a man like that. And men, you cannot be reliant on a woman like that. Like, it's ridiculous. And I think in this day and age, and I think one thing I like seeing about our generation now is there are a lot of entrepreneurs. Like, a lot of people are just on social media getting their second side hustle in. People are thinking of different ways to get their money up. There's the whole, investments. There's so many things going on in which I think back in the day people may have kind of shied away from doing it, and now our generation are definitely doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, as much as you can say like men do still provide for the most broke or financially struggling women, that's entirely up to that man and woman that decide to go into a relationship like that. Women need to realize that women mature earlier than men, so you need to give him more time to grow into the marriage. So you may have to put this list aside and deal with that. Okay. I hear it. I think I understand it, but I don't necessarily think it should now be in the marriage that I should still have to be waiting for you to catch up. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes. Do you disagree, or because your eyes are squinting and I'm just thinking, is that what you want to say?
I think it depends also how long you were dating or in a relationship.
Okay.
Because say that everything was just all within 1 year, that's not a lot of time.
Yeah.
For them to kind of grow and, be who they want to be. But like you said in the beginning, if they have, vision and you can see that they're actively pursuing what they said they were going to do, and they're going after it, and they actually do want to be financially stable, I think that you can be patient and wait to see that unfold.
Okay.
I think so.
I agree with that. That's another way of looking at it, in all honesty. And in terms of, we asked a question regarding how long it does take before you guys will have to discuss each other's finances. We've had someone who said 12 months. No. Actually, it depends. Are you saying 12 months of dating, 12 months in a relationship?
Oh yeah, clarify.
Clarify that one. 12 months of what? Both of you should know how you will deal with situations regardless of a list. AA Event said early stages, you don't have to discuss personal things like salary, but you can discuss savings, investments, and observe how they are with money. 100%. They might have a side hustle still. 100%. That description of that person is not ready for a serious relationship. We are definitely cooking and cleaning, but also bossing up with our own multiple streams of income. Hallelujah. Amen. Honestly. Stephanie said, I agree with AA Event's comment. I think also when your relationship reaches a certain maturity, talking all things finances becomes more easier.
Yeah.
Okay, so people lie about...
Actually, because if you think about it, like when you were 18, no one was really concerned about anyone's finances.
This is it.
But now 100%. That we're a lot older, it's important, and you know, you're financially stable within yourself. So it's easy for you to kind of look for that, and it's easier for that to be a thing.
Yeah.
But I agree with that. So the more you mature, especially like if you're still dating, you know, into your 30s, your 40s, whatever, I definitely think that is a topic that can come up a lot easier than in your early 20s, 100%.
Yeah, I still think it's important to know. I don't really know or necessarily know a time frame as to when. Yeah. But literally, I forgot where I was, sorry. And people lie about cooking, cleaning and financial states every day and will be late. Well, it'll be too late until you're eating on a daily Indomie, I guess, on a daily basis. Okay.
No, you would know.
I think you will know, but
you be in their spaces, you see what they're doing, you know, you see how they spend. I feel like you would know or have an idea. Like people always, I understand that people say that you never really know a person, you know, even when you're married and stuff, but I feel like there's signs that everybody drops. You can't put on a facade 24/7 all day, every day. There's things that you see, we ignore it. That's just the truth.
Hello. Okay, seeking to know one's financial status in a relationship should not be topmost. Love concerns or 100%. 100%. Guys shouldn't be expecting a traditional woman if they aren't executing the traditional roles of a man. It's about being a helpmate and being equally yoked. Preach. Yeah. That is literally, and then Jackie's come to say, love conquers all, love is the ultimate, but financial status is equally very important. Yeah. All right. And then can't rely on love. In your 20s could be love, 30s finance, 40s security. It changes. The only thing that The only thing that is certain is God. So make that your foundation and flow with everything else. Yeah. I like that. Even the most well-to-do men don't need a woman who will just sit and not bring anything to the table. Yeah. If you're not bringing money, then what value are you bringing into the marriage? Because sex is not enough. I hear that. 100%. You can't just... Anyway, I just think as a man, you need to know that you have a part to play in a household, in a relationship, and even when you're dating. And I think as women as well, you need to understand that you can't just say you're just going to give him sex in a marriage and then that's enough. You need to also be able to look after a household. And I'm sure a lot of us were told from a young age that if you don't cook and clean, what are you going to do when you go to your husband's house? Mum, I'm putting you on the spot because you have definitely said that to us before as well.
I think it's attractive for like both of you to have your own things, the own things that you bring to the table, because I think that's what you're attracted to at first. Yeah. You know, who that person is, what they do. So I think, like the person said, if you literally bring nothing, what am I holding on to?
This is exactly
Even if you cook and clean, like after that, what's left of you? isn't it more about who you are as a person?
Yeah. And I think that's one thing that people do need to take in, observe and understand, because if you're not trying to bring anything, it's very easy for that relationship or that marriage to just go all the way down the drain. I can't talk because I'm not married. However, I feel as though having a list or considering a list, there are things in which you definitely need to understand and think about before getting into such a relationship or such a situation or like a marriage. I'm not going to lie, I can't even believe time has gone. I don't think we're going to be able to finish what it was that we wanted to talk about. So quickly, before we round off, I want to throw this question out to the audience. What is the most annoying thing about dating? So singles, or even people in a relationship, or even if you're married, and think about before when you were dating, what is the most annoying thing about dating? And obviously I'm going to throw it to you. But what is the most annoying thing about dating, whether it's been before or when you see things around or the people around you?
I think right now it's encountering people who are just unserious. People who kind of, you know, paint themselves to be, paint themselves to want the same things as you do. Paint themselves to be intentional, but really they're not. They have no intention of fulfilling this or taking this to the end. They're just here to play games, really. And I think the most annoying part about that, obviously, just wasting time, just believing that you're talking to someone, you're getting to know someone, you're building with someone, only for them to have wasted your time at the end of it. I think that's the most annoying thing right now about dating. Okay. What about you? What do you think?
Well, I'm going to go to Oyin because she obviously agrees with you. She said people still not being intentional.
Yeah.
Why are we going for dinner if you don't know what you want, please? God's time is the best. When you least expect, the right person will come along. 100%. What is my most annoying thing about dating? I think it's definitely the whole thing about intentional. I think don't approach me unless you are actually very serious. I'm not here to try and waste my time.
Why do people do that anyway?
I actually kind of want to know, and I think I'm going to bring a guy up next.
Not Absro.
It might be you, Absro. I really like your comments. But I want to bring... I really want to understand the thought process in when a guy decides to kind of waste a girl's time, or he doesn't necessarily know what he wants, but he still chooses to pursue, knowing that the girl wants something specific.
Yeah.
But he's not there, but he still wants to pursue.
Because girls are very clear. Or, okay, let me not say for every single girl.
A majority.
Yeah.
But that can also be said with the whole thing about us having that whole 7 years of maturity on a guy then.
I guess so. But if I'm telling you this is what I want, why are you still here if it's not what you want?
I mean, I can't answer that question. I can't answer that question.
Devil.
Yeah, I mean, it may not necessarily be the devil, but it might be spiritual, the spirit of confusion, or the spirit of time wasting that may be upon that guy. Let's call it that. Maybe not the devil, but yeah. Jesus says in Luke 14:20-30, "For which of you intend to build a tower does not sit down first and count the cost, whether he has enough to finish, lest after he has laid the foundation, and is not able to finish, all who see it begin to mock him, saying, 'This man began to build and was not able to finish.'" That one there, we might have to end off on that one. I really like that. So guys, go back and read Luke 14:28-30. I think that would kind of be the answer to our question about financial status, about having a list, about thinking about building with someone, because clearly Better Emmanuel just literally put it down there all for us. So I believe a list is good, helps with planning. I feel at times girls can tell a guy's not serious but will stick around.
100%.
In all honesty.
Girls do that all the time. You just ignore the red flags.
What do you think the reason is?
Because you believe in their potential.
This is it.
No, you actually believe in everything that you want them to be and everything that you feel like they could be, whilst they're showing you everything that they're not.
You know what, guys? We might have to have you back for a part 2 because time is really going.
So
I'm going to quickly try and finish off and read. So guys are not psychic. They too need to figure out if you're right for them through the process of dating. No, that is very correct.
I agree. That's true.
Sometimes the purpose of dating is to get to know one better. You might see someone and straight away like them, but getting closer, they might not be what you want. 100%.
I think that's great, but I think you should communicate that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's true. That's fair enough. Everyone's allowed to do that, but just communicate it.
Literally. And then we have dating annoyance, lack of transparency. What would mine be? So we're going to leave it on this. Mine is lack of consistency. Lack of consistency.
Yeah.
I think one thing and one problem that we can all say, and girls or guys, you have probably seen it as well. I'm going to leave this here, and this might actually be a conversation for another day, but I do not understand why guys, it's like guys like the chase. You chase, you get her, and then you think, you know what, let me just relax. And it doesn't work like that.
No.
It does not work like that. You do not go to the gym and now work hard for your summer body. You get that summer body and then stop going to the gym.
Yeah.
You don't do that. Because give it a month or 2 and it will not even be 6-pack anymore. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with relationship. You can go to gym and maintain it, and that's what you can do with relationships. You can maintain them and, you know, keep doing the things that you're doing whilst you were dating, but don't just stop going. Don't just stop trying. That's one of my biggest problems. It's the lack of consistency.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it there. We have actually taken enough of your time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, Moya, for coming. It's been amazing having you here. And if you guys know Moya, this is a blessing that she is here. But yeah, thank you guys. I would let you guys know when next we'll be on. Moya, I might have to bring you back for part 2. But yeah, we'll let you know. Enjoy your evening.
Bye.